Hey YouTube friends, Will Chapman here with Backyard Smoking and Grilling. Got a new video for you today. It's freezing cold. It's been raining for like a solid week and now it's going to be really cold tonight. And when it gets cold, I want comfort food, and one of my favorites is a big pot of chili.
Everybody is going to get to know each other in the pot. I'm serious about this stuff.
We're going to make it beefy and spicy and delicious, and I think you're going to really enjoy it. And remember, if I can do it, you can do it, because you're awesome and you can do anything you set your mind to. So take it easy, find a seat, relax, and I'll meet you in the kitchen and we'll get started. Okay friends, we got all our ingredients assembled here. Got 2 pounds of good 80-20 ground beef. That'll be really good. We'll get that browned. A couple of cans of diced tomatoes, a can of Rotel, add some good flavor and a little bit of spice. Then I prefer black beans. Use any kind you want, kidney beans, chili beans, whichever you prefer. For some additional liquid, I'll use probably about 1/2 to 2/3 of a bottle of beer, because that way there'll be some left over for the chef. So that's always good. For the spices, definitely obviously chili powder's the main ingredient there. We're going to use quite a bit of it. One of the ingredients in chili powder is cumin, but I really like cumin as a spice. I think it's very underrated as a spice, and it's great on all kinds of beef dishes, so we're going to use quite a bit of it. I happen to have some chipotle powder. That'll be some good flavor, a little spice, and definitely some color. And then for the main heat for the chili here will be the cayenne pepper. And I'll also, about midway through the browning of the beef, I will also add a chopped up onion and a chopped up jalapeno, and that'll give flavor and texture to the beef. And I will season the beef also. I think one of the mistakes people make with chili is they don't season their beef as it's being browned, and it just adds to the overall flavor of the finished dish. You get those layers of flavor, and that's what you really want. So let's get started browning the beef. Okay guys, the meat's getting browned. It's not quite there yet, but I think now's a good time to add the onion and the jalapeno in here. We'll go ahead and get those in. There we go. And these will be cooking and softening during this process, and by the time the meat's all done, then the onions and the jalapeno should be a good part of the way cooked. And now this is also a good time to add some spice. I'm going to add just a little chili powder. That's not coming out too good. Let's sprinkle it out of here. Not crazy with that, but that's our main spice. Then a little cumin. Really good. Oh man, the smell of that is so nice. A little bit of the chipotle powder. Not too much. And why not? We'll go ahead and put a little of the cayenne too now, just to get the spice going. And it'll be just that much better when it's done. And this will go ahead and give some spice, some flavor, and some color in this, which is always really good. And I'll just keep cooking this and browning it until it's time to start adding in the other ingredients. Okay guys, it's hard to see, but the meat is brown. You can see the vegetables are getting translucent. You can see the meat's getting really brown. The onion and pepper are starting to break down. One got away there. And now I'm going to go ahead and start in the other ingredients. The diced tomatoes. I'm going to use 2 cans of that. Get those stirred in, and those will break down over time here as we cook this. Then our can of Rotel, which is really nice with the extra chilies and things in it. And you can add some tomato sauce here if you want, but I'm going to keep this pretty much just meat, tomatoes, and beans. And then of course all the seasonings. That's actually looking pretty good right there. Now the beans, like I said, I like the black beans. Now I'll be honest, I'm not a huge bean fan. So for me, I'm only going to put in about a half a can of these beans. Don't worry, I'm not going to let them go to waste. I'll put the other half in the freezer for the next time I do chili. But you get some of the flavor from those beans, you get that nice color from those black beans, which is really good. So that's actually really starting to look good, isn't it? So now let's get some more seasoning in here. I've got 2 tablespoons of the chili powder. And later on in the cooking, we'll taste it and test it just to see how it tastes. Another tablespoon of cumin, which is really good. And then a teaspoon each of the chili, the chipotle powder and the cayenne. And then again, we'll taste that later. We may add some more cayenne to get a little more spice in it. But man, this is already smelling great. So one last thing we need to add here, just for some additional liquid. You can add water, you can add stock if you want to, but I mean, water just doesn't bring anything to the show, whereas a little bit of beer does.
This calls for a little of the bubbly. You're gonna be my best man here. Oh, good, I promise.
So I'm gonna put about 2/3 of that beer in there. And then the rest goes for me. Now we're gonna give this a good stir and bring it to a boil. And we're gonna let this just simmer away for about an hour before we taste it. There's no reason to mess with it now for at least a good hour. And then we'll come back to it and see if we need to add any more seasoning and go from there. Okay guys, let's give it a quick check and see where we are. It's been about an hour, it's been simmering. Ooh, that's looking good. But I'll tell you what, this whole house smells fantastic. Let's give it a stir here. Everything's really breaking down nicely. The tomatoes, the onion, the jalapeno, all those spices really beginning to marry. Okay, let's give her a taste. See how we're doing. I don't know if you can see that. Looks pretty good. That's really starting to get good. One thing I forgot to tell when I was doing the spices, I'd added a little bit of salt and pepper. You know, that's just standard. I think it could use just a little more salt. I think the spice is good. I don't think it needs any more of the cayenne or the chipotle, but I think a little more chili powder and cumin will just about make it perfect. So let's go ahead and add just a little more of that. And get it a little more chili powder. And a little bit more cumin. Not too much. If I can open it. There we go. And then just a little more salt. I think it could use just a touch of salt. And I'm going to go ahead and use the salt grinder. There's just a little bit. And I think that'll just about get us home free on this pot of chili. So let me give this a good stir. Get some of that goodness off the sides there. And I'm just going to put this on low and let it keep simmering. It's really, you could eat it now and it's really good, but I like to really let it kind of ripen, if you know what I mean. Since it's chili, you can cook it pretty much all day if you want, but I'm going to let it go another hour or two because it's not really dinner time here anyway. But I'm going to let this simmer for another hour or two around dinner time, and it's going to be ready to eat. So sit tight and we'll be right back. Okay everybody, I can't stand it any longer. It's been about 2 hours it's been going. The entire house smells fantastic. I can't wait to try this. Let's go ahead and dish up a bowl. Now, you ready for the big reveal? Oh my goodness. It's gotten so much darker. I know those flavors have intensified. I actually had the lid kind of off to the side a little bit, so it reduced down a little. So it's going to be super tasty. Oh my goodness. It's gotten a lot thicker. Oh man, you know it's going to be spicy and good. Look at that. I love chili that's almost all meat, and like this is.
They have one that's called the Meat Tornado. Literally killed a guy last year.
You had me at Meat Tornado.
This is going to be really good. Oh my goodness, it's piping hot. It smells so good. You can see those little bits of jalapeno in there. The tomatoes, the onion, the beans. It all looks so good. I'm going to turn that off. Put the lid back on. Keep it hot. How does that look? I think that looks pretty good. Wow, I can't wait to taste this. It's really hot, but it's going to be really good. Man, all those flavors have really deepened. You get all that chili taste, where you get the heat on the back end from the cayenne. That is so rich and so good. That's what I love about chili. It's just so satisfying. I got to go in again. Get some more of that. It's really hot right now. Man, that tastes so good. Okay friends, I just finished that big bowl of chili, and I know I got the spice right in it because I'm sitting here sweating. And it's not from the temperature hot, it's from the spicy hot. So please give this a try. You saw it wasn't that difficult. You probably got most of these ingredients in your cabinet anyway. Hit me a like and subscribe, please, if you like my content. Lets me know to keep doing it. If you got any suggestions, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. But until the next time, please be good to one another. Tell the people in your life that you love them, because you never know. And I'll catch you on the next video. Take care, everybody.